friendly, but it's also going to be competitive.
Yeah, and you know, it's definitely such awesome sight to see, you know, both of our players, you know, just enjoying, you know, completely enjoying and sharing the things that we love, which is basically Pokemon, and you know, being and having this showcased here on YouTube for basically everyone across the world to access and watch is such an amazing experience.
Yep, and we're going straight into the game here. Mew V for Young Kai-Jen and Lugia V for Izumi Amani. Ideal starters for both these players. And right out of the bat, Kai-Jen going with a Nest Ball to bring in a Genesect V. Ideal start. And I also did see a Cram-o-matic. So would that Cram-o-matic get a hits for a potential Battle VIP Pass? Let's see.
As we can see here, he is actually thinking about it, but
Up for the Ultra Ball instead, yeah.
Yep. Ultra Ball, discarding Elesa Sparkle and the Mew VMAX. So we're going to see what he's going to search for. Probably a Genesect, probably a Meloetta.
Going for the safe play here with the Ultra Ball. Netting himself, probably a Genesect. Oh no, going for a Mew V. Alright.
Yeah, basically Ultra Ball has been a staple. We have lost it a couple of years ago, but now it is back. Basically discard 2 cards from your hand and search your deck for a Pokemon, show it to your opponent, and put it to your hand.
That's a double turbo energy, and Hisuian Heavy Ball from Kai-Jen. Interesting card, allowing you to look into your prizes and grab a basic Pokemon, and that's the Meloetta in there, but no opts for the Genesect first. Kai-Jen knowing exactly what was in his prize cards. Top caliber players with their first deck search usually would know that, and we see that on display here.
Yeah, and it's also an excellent choice for beginner players. If you want to put in a Hisuian Heavy Ball right there, it basically allows you to easily prize map your cards so that you already know the resources that you have in play.
That is true. Lost City coming down. It's probably to thin his hand here, and there's an Eiscue.
That is going to be the first time we're going to see it on stream. So yeah, Eiscue with the block slider attack. Basically, this attack is 40 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon for each Fusion Strike energy attached to all of your Pokemon.
Yep, that was a card that, you know, Kai-Jen probably included for Spiritomb. He has not needed it, I guess, for a while now, I would say. He won't need it for this matchup, but it's there to ensure that he's able to draw an extra card. Now, over the Izumi Amani, second Lugia V, single strike Tyranitar V with an energy on the bench. And now capturing Aroma. This is a start that Amani wants to see. All he needs now is just more of Archeops in the discard.
And that is going to be another Archeops in play. That is heads going into the hand. And we're going to see an Ultra Ball. There we go.
Beautiful.
Ultra Ball proving that it is the most reliable Pokemon search card. Discarding both of those Archeops. Get that out of your hand. Put them in the discard pile. And then you get to search for another Pokemon that could set up a potential return knockout to the Mews.
Exactly. I think for Amani's case here, he's going after that Yveltal, both dark Pokemon essentially. Very efficient attackers in this matchup, because Mew and Mew VMAX, Mew V and Mew VMAX I should say, are weak to dark type, and it's gonna be an interesting situation for Kai-Jen on how he's able to navigate this. We did not see a blistering start as we saw in previous matches, but still decent enough of a board state for him to go into his turn 2.
But yeah, Izumi Amani opting for a safer route with Lumineon, probably potentially setting up a supporter for the following turn.
Yep, it's going to be interesting though whether or not he plays it now. He does. Trying to play around the path to the peak. Which he knows Kai-Jen probably plays. There's only one copy though, but it's still safer to just play it out now, use the Luminous Sign ability, grab a supporter. Perhaps a research for the next turn, I would say. Or even this turn. He has not played a supporter yet, so it's probable that he could be using it right now to draw more cards.
And I am definitely loving that artwork right there from, you know, with Professor...
That's from the celebration set,
celebration set,
the anniversary set, which is always a throwback to the old days, right? And yep, decided to just pass with the Professor's research in hand. Mew VMAX now straight away goes after the Tyranitar V with the boss or the Cram-o-matic now. Kai-Jen smells blood in the water.
There we go.
And he got the hits on the Cram-o-matic.
We're definitely going to need some damage modifiers right here. I can see the Power Tablet in front. I can see the Choice Belt in front. So definitely starting with the Power Tablet. Of course, Mew VMAX is definitely gonna copy Genesec's attack for 210 damage, but there is minus 20 due to the double turbo. That's why you need a few more damage modifiers such as Power Tablet to boost.
He's got it. It's a Forest Seal Stone for Star Alchemy down onto the Genesect. He definitely will be able to get a knockout here. It's just how he's gonna do it. You know, Star Alchemy, a V-Star ability, a V-Star power ability on a tool card essentially. But Kaigen chooses to go for the Fusion Strike system first. That is the right play, trying to draw into the damage modifier rather than search it out, and only using the Star Alchemy when necessary. Chooses to fail the search, so maybe trying to keep that last bench space.
Oh, there we go. There is another
Genesect. So what am I saying? Here comes the next Fusion Strike system, the third one of this turn. Looking for it. He has a pass to the peak. That is a card that will lock Ismail out of Summoning Star. Here comes the Cram-o-matic.
And it is
a Tails. Alrighty. Evens
And
out, but he had it already. He had it already. That's a knockout. Mew VMAX taking the first knockout of the finals. Ismail now evolving into the Lugia VSTAR. Double turbo energy to the active. What does he have next? Capturing Aroma.
Alright, and I believe that is a heads right there.
It looks like it. Probably another Lugia VSTAR.
There's another Lugia VSTAR or probably an Archeops to
maybe an
thin out
Archeops.
your deck.
That is true. Thinning out the deck with another Archeops, which you don't necessarily need anymore.
Because you already have two.
But he would have loved to get a Tails for the Pumpkaboo.
Absolutely.
He would have loved to get a Tails there. Unfortunate that Lugia VSTAR now as a deck has to rely on the flips.
I mean, I've had my fair share of Lugia, and you know, basically capturing Aroma when I am requesting for a heads, it gives me a Tails. And when I request for a Tails, it gives me heads.
It is what it is sometimes, right? That's all you gotta do. But here comes a Professor Research. He's hoping for an Ultra Ball or a Pumpkaboo.
And let's see. Okay.
Do we see it? That's an Ultra Ball.
That's an Ultra Ball right there.
He has it. But does he have anything else? Ooh, he does. He has a Yveltal as well.
However, that is a pretty tight bench.
It is.
If he needs to put down a Pumpkaboo in play, and then of course that will allow him to use Lugia Summoning Star. The problem is you're gonna have both of your Archeops and then that Pumpkaboo.
You are absolutely right. That is an interesting situation for Ismail Amani at this point. Yes, he has the cards that he needs to get off an attack, but at what cost? It could mean that he will not take a one-shot on this Mew VMAX. He will have to go for 2 shots with Tempest Dive, discarding the path to the peak, which then activates the Fusion Strike system for Kaigen after that. So, not a great situation, but opts to go for the Snorlax
passing
and passes.
I think he used a Nest Ball to just make sure that the Pumpkaboo is there, and I think it wasn't.
Oh no.
I think it's in the prize cards.
Oh gosh. That is not great. And we immediately see a retreat from the Mew VMAX, resetting the Fusion Strike, or I should say the Technoblast, you know, limitation of not being able to attack next turn, and then immediately switch card. So Mew is able to attack again, goes after Lumineon, Kaigen going for another 2 prizes. Amani can't catch a break right now. That's 4 prizes in 2 turns for Young Kaigen. It seems like he's gonna lock this up.
And there goes the other Lugia.
I'm just speechless right now, because Kaigen has shown us in 3 successive games how consistent Mew VMAX can be. We do see another Lugia VSTAR for Amani here. He's thinking, does he have any outs at all at this stage? Is the Pumpkaboo prize? I believe so, Devon, based on what you mentioned. Alright, it looks like we will be calling on some judges here right now. So back to us for a bit as we let the judges navigate the situation a little bit. Devon, I have to say, as a non-Mew player, that is an impressive showing. To be able to go through, to navigate through day 1, 8 rounds of Swiss, making it to top 16 and getting to day 2, and then all the way to the finals. Is Mew VMAX or Fusion Mew essentially still the deck to beat?
My goodness, I mean, for the last few tournaments that we've been having, absolutely 100%. I mean, Mew, basically true to its attack, Max Miracle is giving our players huge opportunities to win and basically place at big tournaments. It's fairly easy and straightforward to use. Well, of course, there are a lot of techs and strategies for you to implement. You really have to know your opponent's decks as well.
Fair enough.
But then basically playing Mew is just like gold right now.
Yeah.
People are trying to counter it with Drapion. People are trying to counter it with Spiritomb. You should probably put all 4 of those, like 2 each, on your deck. Like, just go with 56 cards and then add the rest of the 4, to try to counter Mew.
It's crazy how consistent this deck is, and I think, going back to the situation about Mew, you gotta respect the deck. If you don't respect it and people stop teching for it, like less Drapion, less Spiritombs, it's gonna do what it's doing right now.
Yeah.
Right? So it's crazy how consistent the deck is, and now we're going back to the players. It seems like we've been able to, clarify what needed to be clarified, and the players are now back into it at this point. We'll get clarity on whose turn is it. It's Amani's turn, and he's just passing right now. Yun Kai-Jen up 4 prizes at this stage, and here comes a Judge to add insult to injury. You don't get your V-Star power, you don't get cards, down to 4, and I will get 4, but I don't need more than that, says Kai-Jen.
And Judge, such a powerful card. It's a perfect card for hand disruption. Specifically, it works especially well for Mew because it limits you to 4 cards for both players, but then you do have those resources that you could discard and then use and capitalize on Genesect to draw. Basically, it has a mix of Judge and Iono as well, but I think Judge plays better here for the specific deck because you have those one-offs that you could easily discard, and then you could just continuously draw and draw again.
Well said. I think now Kai-Jen here playing the Pal Pad, opting to put 2 Boss Order back into the deck. That is the card that has given him this edge so far. He only runs 2, but that Pal Pad gives him access to 2 more Boss's Orders. And if I'm Kai-Jen right now, I'm sitting pretty at this stage, but he's just going to pass because that Mew VMAX is not able to attack. So a bit of a reprieve here for Amani, being able to at least get an attack off if he has 1 more energy. And there is the stadium, the counter stadium.
It is the Mezagoza.
Kai-Jen judged him into it,
and he flips heads. So there we go. He could basically search for a Pokemon and would be able to do a return knockout. But then, of course, we have to double check what other resources that he has available because, of course, you want to secure those knockouts and reserve those for the Mews.
Exactly, and I think the painful thing right now for Amani is that his options are pretty limited, right? If he goes into the Tyranitar, he just says, Kai-Jen, if you have a single damage modifier, you win the game. If he goes into the Yveltal, yeah, fine, you're going to get a chance for a knockout, but you're still putting Kai-Jen on the 2-turn clock to win. Because that's just a boss's order onto the Snorlax for game after that. So the question now is, what would Ismail Amani do to navigate the situation to try and hopefully get 3 prizes this turn, potentially with a boss's order, and then 3 prizes again next turn.
And as you can see there, Summoning Star, of course, getting out your 2 Archeops from the discard pile onto the bench.
Yep, double Archeops here, and looks like there's a double Primal Turbo now. Probably going to utilize the Snorlax, I want to say. You wouldn't want to put the Lugia in the active because that is just going to allow Kai-Jen to wrap this game up if he has damage modifiers for it.
I mean, it is going to be possible for, well, thanks to Mew. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
I was initially thinking, like, he could probably take out the Eiscue, a Genesect, and a Mew VMAX, but then, of course, we're going straight to the Mew VMAX right there, trying to chip away some damage right there so that you can, sprinkle some damage and then try to get another 3 prizes for the following turn.
Yeah, but I like this play here from Amani. He's putting himself, to win in 3 turns, right? Taking a knockout on this Mew with 2 hits, maybe from the Snorlax, maybe from the Lugia, and then cleaning up with the Yveltal or the Tyranitar V in his hand for the other Mew. But Kai-Jen here playing with blistering speed. Does he have what he needs to take a knockout. We've seen this before. Elesa Sparkle here getting 2 Fusion Strike Energy into play. Does he have what he needs to close out the game? He'd probably need a lot. He's already down 2 Power Tablets.
But then, of course, you know, with that charging the energies, and of course, the potential looming attack that is coming from Eiscue. Basically, you already have 3 Fusion Strike Energy, and that is going to be able to chip away damage and probably knock out one of your bench Pokemon for the succeeding turns. That
is true. That Eiscue coming in clutch here. You know, Fusion Mew has been using Meloetta for the longest time, but Eiscue is able to do, you know, pack a punch as well. And Armani, of course, making sure he knows what Eiscue does.
I mean, he would basically be wishing a Manaphy right now. But then, of course, that is not available in the deck.
Yeah, the Eiscue block slider of 2 energies does 40 to one of your opposed Pokemon based on the number of Fusion Strike energies you have in play. There's 3 already, so that's 120. One more makes it 160. So Kaijen taking a knockout here on the Snorlax. All he needs then is another Fusion Strike energy to knock out, you know, the Yveltal.
And then
he doesn't have to expose the Mew as well.
And then also flipping heads on the Cram-o-matic, basically giving him another avenue to search for any card. And I think that was a Stadium card. I believe it was the Lost Zone, if I'm not mistaken.
The Lost City, yeah.
Oh, yeah, the Lost City, rather.
Yep, so let's see what Kaijen opts to go for here. He doesn't have any, you know, easy knockouts other than the active, unless he has a boss's order of some sort. It seems like he's going to try and draw into something, reduce the Meloetta and that Choice Belt.
And I think what's going to happen is that is going to be Mew copying the attack of Eiscue with a block slider, probably trying to send the Yveltal probably to the Lost Zone with Lost City.
Right, that is interesting, but I don't think that's enough because Yveltal has 130 hit points. Block slider would have only done 120. So the Mew VMAX here just taking a clean knockout on the Snorlax, putting Kaijen down to 1 prize card left. And that could be on anything on Armani's bench. It could be either of the Archeops, it could be the Yveltal. We do see a Tyranitar here. So all Kaijen needs at this stage is just a boss's order and he takes the game and takes the lead in this series. So Armani trying to navigate the situation here. That path to the peak on turn 1, or is it turn 2, I can't recall, has been pivotal for Kaijen's lead in this game so far.
So definitely Mew showcasing how powerful it is and how diverse it is. Basically, you know, we've seen Mew with the Meloetta build, but then of course having the potential looming attack at the back. Although yes, it does lack energy, but if we have one more, that's going to be 160.
And Armani scoops it up. He says, no, I don't have it. Oh, the energy has been prized. Pumpkaboo was prized. 2 single star energy was prized.
Wow.
That is painful if you're playing the deck. Oh, but Armani knows it. He says, hey, you know what? Let's go to game 2. Kaijen takes the lead game 1 here in this grand finals. Showing to everyone here and at home that Fusion Mew
is the very, very consistent deck, you know.
It is.
And, you know, for those who are wanting to start your Pokemon TCG journey, you could definitely purchase the Mew
League Battle Deck.
Yeah, there we go. The Mew League Battle Deck. Just get 2 of those and then just purchase a couple of cards here and there, and there you have it.
And you're done. That is the way that you could get into the competitive sphere here in the Pokemon TCG in 2023. But of course, coming back to the grand finals here, Young Kaijen taking a lead against Ismail Armani. That path to the peak, slowing Ismail Armani down, and rather unfortunately, that Pumpkaboo that he runs to negate the path to the peak was indeed prized. And of course, we saw the other single strike energies prized as well, 2 of them in the prizes, and rather unfortunately, he was not able to sculpt an attack at the very end of game 1, scooping it up to save time for game 2 and potentially game 3.
Absolutely, and both these players are the best of the best for amongst the more than 330 players. They
yes.
have battled it out tooth and nail, and now are showcasing their best skills on their decks. The battle of the strikers once again. Basically, we're gonna find out who is gonna be the champion. Well, of course, Izmir Armani behind by a win. He basically has to secure 2. Whereas for Kaijan, it's just going to be 1 left. And as you can see there is a mulligan, which would basically be a free draw for Kaijan.
And that's not good.
And that is not good
Not
for
good
him.
to give Fusion Mew an extra card. Fusion Mew, one of those decks that will be able to completely blow you out from turn 1. And Izmir Armani rather unfortunately has to give 1 card to Young Kaijan for that mulligan. Kaijan probably sitting very comfortably after taking down the first game. But if there's any deck that can click and get immediately going, it is Lugia V.
And as you can see there is a pretty hefty Pokemon that's sitting in front. And that is going to be a Tyranitar.
Ooh, that is interesting. Oh, but Armani chooses to give Kaijan a chance to go first, and Kaijan just attaches and passed.
Wow, okay, so we're going to see a Capturing Aroma, and we're hoping that it's going to be one of the outcomes that we would want. And let us see what
we didn't see
if it's a basic Pokemon or if it's going to be an evolution Pokemon.
It's gone off screen, so we don't know. But that is really surprising from Kaijan. Going first, attach, passed. As a Mew deck, that's not one you want to see. You want to go first and get your Battle VIP passes. You want to get set up. You want to drop your choice bells, get your energy attachment. But no, it's just attach of the DTE to the active and pass. Izmir Armani now going for that Squawkabilly EX with an energy attachment.
Alright, perfect. Playing Jet Energy to protect the Tyranitar V from a potential turn 2 attack. And just uses its ability Squawk and Seize. Basically, you can only play it on your first turn. You may discard your hand and draw for 6 cards.
Exactly, and now Izmir Armani has 6 fresh cards to work with. I don't see an Archeops though in the discard, but that could change really quick.
And there we go with the flip. And I believe that is a tail, so that's going to be a Lugia V.
You could hear the crowd if you were here. Everyone just saying, what a relief to be able to bench a Lugia V as the Lugia player.
Absolutely, and as you can see here, there is another opportunity for him to flip with another Capturing Aroma, and that is heads. So we are going to be getting an evolution Pokemon. So of course, we are going to see an Archeops that is potentially going to be sent out. That is amazing.
Yep, the Lugia deck unfortunately having to rely on Capturing Aroma to get the pieces it needs to be in play and into the discard. So Izmir Armani now just thinking what is the next move here on turn 1. I think it's a pretty decent turn 1 for now. The question is, does Young Kaijan have a stellar turn 2?
Oh no, it just decides to pass, I believe.
Yeah.
But then you could actually sprinkle 20 damage.
Oh yes. Oh, just pass to the peak.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And Judge. Oh, that is a perfect play here, and you could hear the crowd go wild. We joined in as well, Devon. I didn't realize it, but it was a synchronized. Oh my gosh. Path to the pick in play, Judge to 4 for both players. Who's going to draw out of it? We don't know.
Oh my goodness. Both of the Archeops basically disappeared.
Yep. All that work trying to get it out, but does Izmir Armani find a way out?
And as you can see, there
I
are
think he
2
does.
balls.
It's interesting though that he can find a Pumpkaboo, but it goes for an energy mix on the Mew V.
There we go. Energy mix with Mew. Giving another opportunity for Izmir Armani to draw into the Pokemon that he needs. But of course, we have to take note, there is Path to the Peak in play. So he won't be able to wiggle his way out with Lumineon. And as you can see, it's another Ultra Ball.
So he can Ultra Ball wave cards for the Pumpkaboo, but he's 1 card short from being able to Ultra Ball and grab a Lumineon as well.
Precisely.
What do you do in this situation, though? Do you just like pass and just hope to draw out of it next turn?
I mean, in this case, I'm gonna keep my hand because if I pass, that will read to my opponent that hey, I don't have the resources I need, and then I'm just gonna use the motivated attack that was missed last turn
That's right.
to deal 20 damage to that Mew.
That is true, and looks
Okay,
like
but
yeah.
we are seeing an Ultra Ball play here.
that is interesting. Like, I wonder what he's looking for here. Is he grabbing a Lumineon? Oh, he grabs the Pumpkaboo. I wouldn't be playing that right now if I were Amani.
Okay.
Oh, it
there
goes
is
for the Archeops and discarding it as well. I don't agree with this play, Devon. Like, why go for an Archeops now?
I think as Miramani is concerned that there is going to be another Judge play, but then of
Maybe.
course I would have waited another turn as well.
Yeah.
Because that would send a signal to the opponent that hey, I don't have the resources I need. I probably got a bad hand, so I'm just going to keep my hand.
Absolutely right. I think Amani just fired off one turn too early, right? He could have just gone for Pumpkaboo Lumineon and then grab a research.
And he goes and grabs a Lumineon. We do hope that he gets to see the stadium, that there is a stadium in play there.
Yeah, no, I think he knows, but I think he misplayed here. I believe very strongly that he was hoping to have enough cards to play Pumpkaboo and the Lumineon. So it's playing Lumineon and just using Motivate for 20. Yep, he didn't forget this time.
There we go. Yeah.
There we go. He didn't forget this time.
Oh, wait, no. It was removed because he basically passed, but then tried to revert it, but then yeah, it was basically removed.
Right, okay. There you go. But Young Gaijin draws the Forest Seal Stone.
Oh my goodness. An easy and excellent way to bypass Path to the Peak again. So for those who are still unfamiliar with Forest Seal Stone, it does use up the V-Star power, but then it is through the stone itself, not through the V Pokemon.
Exactly. Path to the Peak only says that the Pokemon V, or the Pokemon with the rule box, as you say, does not have an ability. But the ability for Star Alchemy is on the Forest Seal Stone. That is an interesting mechanic here, which, you know, folks need to be very aware of. So Kaijin here grabbing a card. It looks like he got the better end of the stick from that Judge. Retreats. And here comes the Mew V. Goes after the Lugia. And damages it for 130 with Max Miracle, I want to say. Oh dear, Amani now on the edge here.
Oh wait, no, was it the Max Miracle? It is only applicable for Mew's attack because it has a double turbo energy right there. So it was an illegal attack.
Yeah. He could have gone. He could only do Psychic Leap. Good catch. Good catch. Oh dear, that is not what Kaijin wanted to see. The damage has been reduced.
There we go. It's 50.
50 damage. Yep, with that double turbo energy adjusting for it.
And now Israel
Oh my, just passes the turn.
Pray that he gets the right amount of cards, but yeah, nope, it's not the ideal hand.
And it's just gonna be another Psychic Leap for 50 again. It's and there we go. There's a stadium off the top.
And there's a Mezagoza.
Ismail
double checking his Pokemon in the discard pile.
What
now gonna flip, hoping to get a heads.
That's a hit. Oh, hang on. Is it a hit? That's a tails. Oh, hang on.
There's a tails. Okay, there's the minion.
There we go. The minion finally comes into play here.
There we go with Professor's
There's
research.
still a lot that Armani needs here, Devon. It's not so straightforward yet. Professor's research nets him 7 cards. He needs a very specific combination if he wants to be able to get a knockout on his Mew VMAX this turn.
Yeah, he needs to discard the Pokemon, specifically Archeops. He needs a Jet Energy or probably a Double Turbo Energy to switch out the Lugia for the Tyranitar. And then he needs to excel those single strike energy to the Tyranitar V in order to knock out the Mew VMAX.
That is a very specific combination of cards here, but it looks like he has something going on. He's nodding. We do see a Lugia VSTAR in his hand, so that's going to be played for sure then.
There we go.
Imagine if Kaijin had a Genesect V on the bench. That would have been all it took. Or if he just evolved into the other Mew V, from the other Mew V in order to use double Max Miracle, this game would have been so different. But now it's just going to be a Summoning Star for one Archeops. Ismail Mani did not get the right combination to have 2 Archeops, but he says it's okay. I'm gonna go into my Lugia VSTAR. That's how we used to do it in the old days. Tempest dive for 220 damage, I believe, but then a reduction due to that double turbo energy. So Tempest dive for 180.
Yeah, and I believe he will be discarding the stadium because if he doesn't, then Kaijan has an opportunity to get Genesect in play.
That is true. I wonder if he's
And
going to do it.
there we
Yes,
go.
he does. Perfectly said there, Devon. Ooh, he's trying to get something here, Kaijan. He goes for the Iono. Beautifully done. Drawing out of the oh gosh. Both these players top decking like crazy. Ismail Mani getting
And
the stadium.
there is the Genesect in play.
Oh,
and as you
boy.
can see, there is a Hisuian heavy ball.
Kaijan playing at extreme speed right now. He definitely gets the knockout here on the Lugia VSTAR. Double Genesect in play.
And then double checking his prize cards just to make sure he has the resources that he needs in his deck to pull off the strategies that he has in mind. And as you can see, there is a Nest Ball in play. Let's see if he's gonna play it or not. Or
Topsy-turvy
There we
game
go.
here, Devon. I need more coffee at this stage. Nest Ball as well now. Crowd going wild here. It's such a different game altogether. We didn't see this in game 1. Game 2 is just a complete brick fest, and both players drawing out of it one turn after the next.
absolutely. And as you can see here, just double checking what Pokemon he is wanting to get. Probably another Genesect for that draw power, or probably I don't know, an Eiscue or Lumineon.
He eyes the
Oh,
Meloetta.
sorry, a Meloetta rather. Yeah, and that is it. A Meloetta. You're gonna focus on streaming that Fusion Strike energy.
S3 Fusion Strike Energy is now Melo's Echo, dealing 210 base damage. So that will be a knockout on this Lugia VSTAR and sets up a potential knockout. He has also the Power Tablet. I think he's just playing out to thin it right now. He has not used a single Fusion Strike system, by the way. Here comes
we go.
5 cards off the bat. That one Iono has given Kaijan, I think at this point, 11 fresh cards.
Precisely, you know. With Mew, it's only a matter of placing that Genesect and if it's going to be able to draw more cards for you. And as you can see here, there is a Nest Ball, and we are going to see another Mew V in play. So of course, I think the strategy that Kaijan is thinking is basically evolving that Mew at the back.
And maybe using Psychic Leap here in the active. Perhaps with enough of the damage modifiers, he will be able to Psychic Leap the Mew VMAX in the active, resetting a turn for himself while going up the prize lead.
And you
That
see
could
here
be it.
Ultra Ball and putting down the VMAX. So at least there would be multiple outs to this depending on what we see on their hand. So it's either going to be a Psychic Leap back, or it's just going to deal straight up damage to Lugia.
That is true. There are multiple ways Kaijan could play this here. And he just goes for the knockout. I believe that was with a Fusion Strike system. Oh, sorry. That would have been with a Techno Blast, I want to say. So Kaijan drawing 2 prize cards right now. Amani with only a single Archeops is a little constrained here on the choice of attackers that he can use. If he had 2, that would have been perfect, but now with just 1,
You're definitely going to need
Yeah.
either a single strike energy in hand or a double turbo energy.
that is
Because
true.
you need to attack. You need to attach those to your Tyranitar.
That is true. Like going for 2 single strike energies here makes sense, but oh, it looks like he only has 1 in the deck.
I'm unsure if there are still any double turbo energies on the deck.
No, so he goes for a V-Guard energy and a single strike energy that protects the Tyranitar V a little bit more from Mew VMAX, the upcoming one, I should say.
Oh, but as you can see here, the current Mew already has a couple of damage counters on it, so
Yes.
probably we're just going to see a Kragalance in play.
It wouldn't be enough, right? So Kragalance here would take out that Mew VMAX in the active, I should say. Now the response that Kaijan hopes to give is with that Meloetta, because then it nullifies the V-Guard energy that is attached to that Tyranitar V.
And there we go with Collapse Stadium being played out. This is reducing both players' bench size to 4.
Yep, Kaizen loses the Mew V that he benched. And here comes a research from Armani for 7 fresh cards. So for Kaizen here, the route to victory is with a Fusion Strike Energy and taking a knockout with Melodious Echo. That is the route to victory which prevents Armani from getting an easier knockout on the bench Mew VMAX.
Absolutely, and as you can see here, there is Urn in hand right now. And there we go, Cragalanche discarding 2.
Ooh, that's a boss, and I couldn't catch the other card.
It was a boss and a Mew VMAX.
Ooh, alright.
And that is a knockout.
Alrighty. Kaizen playing with speed again. Oh, I think he knows what he's looking for. He's looking for the other Fusion Strike Energy, the 4th one. Pal Pad. Boss into
boss
the
and probably
deck.
Elesa Sparkle.
Oh, yes. Oh, the Iono perhaps. Yeah, the Iono will be clutch here as well.
Oh no, just double boss.
Alrighty.
There we go.
This is going to be interesting.
Man, both players are neck and neck, and this is just the second match. I mean, I am rooting for both players. I am very much enjoying, and I'm pretty sure the crowd is enjoying right now. We could basically hear their reactions across the hall.
Oh yes, and we do see double turbo coming down the Meloetta, so not opting for the Meloetta in this case, which is a little risky, probably using the Mew VMAX or needing to get damage modifiers to eventually use the Meloetta. So 210, 190 now, so with the choice belt, 220, he just needs 1 damage modifier.
Heads.
And he got it!
He got the heads.
That is huge!
Man, you can see Izmir Hamani's reaction right there.
Cram-o-matic coming into play here once again. This is going to be a nail biter.
As you can see here,
has a Lost City as well,
City
bumping the Class Stadium, benches the Eiscue. Another Fusion Strike system.
Enjoying 6 cards.
Elesa Sparkle, he has it.
and that is it. That is all the Fusion Strike energy in play. That is definitely gonna create some powerful attacks, and you have various options. You have Meloetta, you have Eiscue, you have Genesect. Everybody is happy. Everybody can use anything here.
Feels like Christmas in July. If you're Kaizen right now. But then again, it's still not over yet for Ismail Armani. He's still able to come back here if he gets the right combination of cards. And here we see the Meloetta using Melodious Echo for, I believe, 240 minus 20, 220 plus 30, and that's it. One-hit knockout on that Tyranitar V. Kaizen now 1 knockout away from claiming the mantle of champion.
My goodness.
Ismail Armani also 1 knockout away. And has to be on that Mew VMAX on the bench. Armani draws. It's a Lugia VSTAR. It's not what he wants. Has Urn of Vitality. That's step number 1.
And the next step is to charge that. You need a double turbo energy, but you don't have it right now. And you need a boss to get that Mew out. That's going to be the problem right now.
Yeah, it's a lot coming out of a very limited size hand here for Ismail Armani. It seems like he has quite a good combination of cards in hand. That's the Ultra Ball. Does he have it though? Lumineon into a boss. He runs 2 Lumineon V.
Oh yeah, that Tyranitar is going straight to the Lost Zone.
He has 3 bosses ordered in the list. This is a nail biter here, Devin. Grabs a Archeops?
I think he has another Ultra Ball. He's probably thinning the deck.
Probably. There's a Pumpkaboo here, playing that down, knocking out that Lost City. Doesn't matter at this point. Pumpkaboo just coming for the ride.
Oh, he has a Iono.
Oh.
Okay.
Alrighty here.
Yep, decides to attach the 2 energy there.
Oh, he's going all in on the
Oh
Tyranitar
my
V.
goodness, it is.
He's
a
just 1
nail
energy
biter.
short. And here's the Iono. So there's no way for Ismail Mani to get a win this turn. Over to Kaijen to draw that boss's order for game. That's all it takes right now. Iono hoping to do its work here. But remember, Kaijen did put boss order. He has the boss. He game.
Oh,
Kaijen takes the win. Young Kaijen, your Pokemon TCG Asia English Open Summer 2023 champion here with that boss order from the Iono. Commiserations to Ismail Mani. He played his heart out in all the matches that we have covered him and beyond. But it was not meant to be. It was going